This is the book of First Peter chapter 1, verse 1. From Peter, an apostle of Yahushua Mashiach, to those temporarily residing abroad in Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, the province of Asia, and Britannica, who are chosen. I'd like to give all praises and glory to Almighty Yahweh Yahushai. I'd like to give all glory and honor and praises to Almighty Yahweh Yahushai. Double honors to the men of GMS who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is Brother Boaz on the set once again. Who are chosen, okay? Who the elect, okay? These are the elect men and women, starting with the 144,000 that's destined to make it out of here with this life, with their life when this thing comes up, when this thing finally comes to pass, okay? And you don't want to be left stranded, okay, when this thing comes to pass, okay? You're going to want to do everything that you can in your power to secure your calling, okay? That's what this thing's all about, okay? Because you don't want to be put to death violently when this thing goes down. Let's get it. The book of Second Peter chapter 1, verse 10. Therefore, brothers and sisters, make every effort to be sure of your calling and election. Okay, so you want to do everything that you could do in your power. Okay, you don't want to leave any stone unturned, so to speak, okay, when this thing goes down. And when you start seeing people get beamed it up out of here, okay, when they get beamed it up out of here, you stuck on this side, wishing that you gotta. That's the most horrible feeling that God then shows you. You're gonna see brothers and sisters getting beamed it up out of here, but you're gonna be sitting up there on the ground, just watching, witnessing brothers getting beamed it up out of here. Okay, so you want to do everything that you can do in your power, if you will, to make it up out of here with your life. The book of First Peter, chapter 1, verse 3. I pray this by his divine power has bestowed on us everything we need that is necessary for life and godliness through the richest knowledge of the one who called us by his own glory and excellence. Through these things he has bestowed upon us precious and most magnificent promises. So by the means of what promises we have become partakers of his divine nature after escaping the worldly corruption that is produced by evil desires. For this very reason, make every effort to add to your knowledge faith, excellence, and excellence knowledge, and to knowledge self-control, and to self-control perseverance, and to perseverance godliness, and to godliness brotherly affections, to brotherly affection unselfish unselfish uh, unselfish love. And for if these things are really yours, it will keep you from increasing. They will keep you from becoming ineffectual and unproductive in the pursuit of the knowledge of our Lord Yahweh Mashiach more intimately, okay? So you have to add to your faith, okay? What this thing's about, add to your faith, perseverance, patience, and godliness and knowledge, okay? You're gonna want to make sure you did everything you can to stand. Turn to the book of Revelations. The book of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 14. So I said unto him, my Lord, you know. Let's jump up to 13. Then one of the elders asked me, these dressed in long white robes, who are they? And they had their came and where have they came from? So I answered him, my Lord, you know the answer. Then he said to me, these are the ones who have came out of great tribulations. They have washed their robes and have made white them in the blood of the Lamb. For this reasons they are before the throne of power, and they serve him day and night with and him temple, and the one seated on the throne will shelter them. Okay, so you're gonna be one of the 144,000, so you can make it out with your wife when this thing goes down. Okay, you're gonna want to do everything that was within your power. The book of Revelation 7, verse 3. Do not damage the earth or the sea or the trees until we have put a seal on the forehead of the servants of power. Now I heard the number of those who were marked with the seal, 144,000 sealed from all the tribes of the people of the earth. Okay, so that's what this thing's about. That's what this thing's all about. Okay. Okay, one moment. Turn to the book of Ezekiel. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 9, verse 4. Yahweh said unto him, go throughout the city of Jerusalem and put a mark on the foreheads of the people who moan and groan over the abominations practiced in it. Okay. So you should be moaning and groaning, okay, with the so-called white man in this country, America, okay, with all the wickedness that goes on in this place, okay. You should be tired of it and sick of it already, okay. You should be begging and screaming that you want out, okay. You should be begging and screaming that you want to get out, okay. Like the movie, okay. You want to get out setting. Okay, let's get it. Turn to the book of Deuteronomy. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For you are a holy people to Yahweh, your power. He has chosen you to be his people, prized above all the people on the face of the earth. Okay. First Peter. Turn to the book of First Peter. The book of First Peter, chapter 2, verse 9. But you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people of his own, so that you may proclaim the virtues of the one who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. You once were not a people, but now you are the people of power's people. you were shown no mercy, but now you receive mercy. Okay, so once again, you're gonna be the one who is going to be on the right hand side of Yahweh Yahushua when he gets here, okay? Because if you're on the left hand side, who we, okay? So, I can't say I pray for you, but it's going to be death and destruction. Yahushua, when he comes here, it's going to be mass death and destruction on a high scale when this thing goes down, okay? Okay. And we urge you to come back to Yahweh Yahushua while you still can, while the doors of mercy are still open, okay? We urge you. When this thing goes down. Okay, one moment. The book of James, chapter 1, verse 1. James chapter 1, verse 1. From James, a slave of power, and the Lord Yahushua Mashiach to the 12 tribes dispersed abroad. Greetings, okay? So we've been dispersed, okay? We scattered across the whole world, okay? John 5:19. 15 verse 19, Salakia. If you belong to the world would have loved you as its own. However, because you do not belong to the world, but I've chosen you out of the world, for this reason the world hates you, okay? The book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 13. The book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 13. These all died in the faith without receiving the things promised, but they saw them in the distance and welcomed them and acknowledged that they were strangers and foreigners on the earth. For this who speaks of the way is clear that we are seeking a homeland. In fact, if they have been thinking of the land that they have been left, that they would have an opportunity to turn. But as it is, they aspire a better land that is a heavenly one. Through power is not ashamed to be called their power. for he has prepared a city for them. The book of Hosea, chapter 3, verse 3. Then I told her, you must live with me many days. You must not commit adultery or become joined to another man, and I will also wait for you. For the Israelites must live many days without a king or a prince, without sacrifice or sacred fertility pole, without an ephod or idols. Afterwards, the Israelites will turn to seek Yahweh, their power, and their Davidic king. Then they will submit to Yahweh and fear and receive his blessing in future days. And hopefully you was well edified. I like to give all praises and glory to Almighty Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, Shalom.